My commentary here. Today I'm joined by Kayla Harrison, two-time PFL champion, two-time Olympic gold medalist, who's back in action November 24th, facing Juliabudd. Kayla, always great to sit down and chat. How things are you today?
Oh, yeah, the pleasure's mine. Thanks for having me.
It's been a year off the cage. It's been a year without Kayla Harrison interviews. I've only spoke to you once in the last 12 months. So first and foremost, how does it feel to be back in action in just under 3 weeks' time?
Feels awesome. I'm honestly just, okay, Axe. It's my dog slurps water. It feels awesome, I'm just like, I feel like I'm the type of person who I like having a goal. I like having a name. I like having a date. So I'm super grateful for the opportunity to compete this year. And although the year off was super beneficial for me, physically, mentally, spiritually, as a mom and as a fighter, I feel like I grew a lot. I'm excited to get back in and do what I love. I missed it and I can't wait.
What's the key emotion you're feeling right now? If you had to put it down to one, what's the emotion you're feeling most going in?
Oh, I mean, just joy, gratitude and joy. I just am like, I can't wait. I'm excited. Life is good. I'm in the groove. I've been training hard. But obviously, new weight class. So dieting and had to bring on a lot of people to help get this all sorted. And I just feel super supported right now by my team, by the team behind the team. Everyone has really kind of stepped up and helped me prepare to the best of my ability to take care of business. So grateful and joyful. Even the sauna sessions, I'm like, I get to do this because, I get to do what I love. Like, how many people can say that?
That's 100% true. You mentioned the move to 145. I think I checked out your media day a couple of weeks ago when you said you'd hired a nutritionist and a chef in memory serves. So how is the cut and all in all going? Do you feel like this was a move that you maybe should have made a little bit earlier, or does this feel at the right time?
Yeah, I mean, I think that in terms of, I still don't really believe in weight cutting. Sorry, we have two parakeets now, so if you can hear the birds in the background.
I can't actually. It's
okay.
It's
all right,
nice background noise for anyone who.
They're absolutely going berserk right now. Thanks, Richie. In terms of, I don't believe in cutting weight. I don't believe that it sends a healthy message to young kids, especially young girls. I don't believe that it's healthy for us to get into a cage after dehydrating your body with 4-ounce gloves on and then getting hit in the head when water is what protects your brain. I'm not a huge fan of it. Having said that, I'm doing it in a very professional manner and I'm trying to get my weight down to as low as possible. So I'm not dehydrating my body to the extreme so that I don't cause long-term health issues and damage to my body. I'm super grateful for the team, Eric Pena. I'm working with him as well as Dara from Dish Bliss Kitchen. And one thing I will say is I can't believe I didn't do this sooner. Having the resources that I have, I should have been treating my body a lot better, a lot sooner. Like, I feel great. I have tons of energy. I'm eating super clean and super healthy and the meals are delicious. I have no complaints. I just, I wish I had done this sooner instead of just like, drinking 50 ounces of coffee in the morning and then like scarfing down my kids' leftovers at 9:00 at night. I really should have been taking better care of my body.
Whose idea was the move to featherweight? Was it yours? Was it your management teams or the people around you? Or was it the PFL? Where did that idea come from?
I don't know, to be honest. I think that it was probably the PFL. And I mean, I think it just made sense. It was what they were planning on doing. And I think that they feel like, and the world feels like there's more competition at 145. So that's what they did. And that's where I'm at.
Talking about competition, let's get into the fight. As I mentioned, Juliabudd, 24th of November. Does this feel like the right fight, the right type of name, the right opponent to make you come back?
Yeah. I mean, I think that at that, 1 year later, I joke a lot that I would fight my grandma at this point, but it's pretty true. Like I've never handpicked opponents. I've never said no to a fight. But I do feel like Julia Budd is a great opponent. She's a great name. She's a pioneer of the sport. She's a dog. She's tough as they come. She's looked great. She looked great in her last outing against, or maybe it wasn't her last outing, but in her fight against Pacheco. And so, I'm expecting the best possible version of Julia Budd on November 24th, and she's going to get the best version of me.
The last time we saw you was on the 2022 championship card. We'll now see you return on the 2023 championship card. I remember when tomaspinall had his leg injury in the UFC in his Curtis Blade fight, he returned a year to the date, or one or 2 days out in the O2 arena, the same arena where it happened. Are you getting any, and he talked about righting that wrong. Are you getting any similar vibes that it's virtually a year to the date where things?
No. I mean, it's really just like such a positive mindset and such a positive vibe around me right now that it's not, the past is the past. I can't do anything about it. I just got to keep moving forward one day at a time, one breath at a time, and be here now and control the controllable. And what I can control is my mindset, my preparation, my conditioning, my weight management. Like these are my attitude. These are the things I can control. I can't control what happened. It's done. It's behind me, and I'm moving forward.
What's changed since we've last saw you? Whether it be physical, whether it be mental, maybe even psychological, what has been the key thing that you're perhaps looking to show on the 24th?
I mean, I think most importantly, I have changed as a person. I've grown so much in the last year, in my faith. I think one thing that I spent a lot of my life being was very self-reliant. I grew up thinking that in order to be loved, you had to be successful. And that it was weak to surrender, or weak to ask for help, or weak to complain, And so I spent a great majority of my life, and to be fair, it served me well. I did well. I reached great heights, but it was exhausting, to be self-reliant. And once I changed my mindset to like, I'm not surrender isn't failure. Surrender isn't like this negative thing. Like I surrender myself every day to God's will for me. And I know that I am a loved child of God no matter what. Like I never experienced unconditional love. And now I practice daily trying to like believe in that. And I don't always believe in it, but because I've focused on that so much and having that relationship and having trying to get away from the self-reliance, beautiful things have happened in my life. Amazing friendships have developed, and I've got this, like I said, this tribe of people around me, and this group of people who want to see me succeed and who love me and who care about my well-being. And I have more patience with my kids, and I have more self-compassion, and I give myself more grace. And I've also come to the realization that, like, yes, I truly believe God put this desire in my heart for a reason. Like I have this fire inside of my belly to see how far I can go, to be the best. And I think that that's for a reason. And I've realized that it's all about the journey, and I can't, I'm not in charge. Like I may go out there and fucking fall on my face, but it's going to be okay no matter what. Like I don't have this like end all be all do or die attitude anymore. And it's taken off a lot of the, I guess just anxiety, angst, like pressure. emotional unrest. So that's, it's brought me a lot of peace. And I think that when I operate from a place of peace, I'm number one, I'm much healthier, but I'm also much more dangerous. Like it just happens that when you're happy and you're doing well and you're thriving, you thrive in all areas of your life. And And as far as fighting, I just think that I've gotten really comfortable being uncomfortable. You know, before maybe I was so dominant that I didn't develop the oh shit, what if it's not working? Like maybe a plan B. Not that I won all the time in training, but I think in the fight, especially with Pacheco, like things weren't working. And so but instead of trying like, okay, well, it's just not working, like stay patient, stay calm. I kind of panicked and I tried to force it to work. And, you know, that optically didn't look good and made me take bad shots and put myself in bad positions and I made more mistakes than her that night. So I think, in terms of that, like I've gotten comfortable being uncomfortable, and I feel much more well-rounded. I feel much better in the striking range, standing on my feet, being patient, picking my shots. You know, I also think before there was just like pressure on myself, like don't get hit, don't get hit, don't get hit. Like you have to be dominant. You have to like win every single second of every single round. And like, that's not the reality. Like the reality is there are 3 rounds or 5 rounds, and you have to make the least amount of mistakes. You have to win 1 round at a time, you know, and you might get hit. Like this is MMA. You might get hit. You might get kicked. You might, you know, end up on bottom, and you have to figure out a way to deal with that adversity and still instill your game plan. So I feel like for the last year, without the pressure of a fight, I've been able to develop that. I've been able to be uncomfortable. I've been the training partner for the last year. You know, I didn't stop training. The training just wasn't really focused on me. I was being a partner for other people in it. You know, I had to spar orthodox, and I sparred southpaw, and I sparred, okay, don't try and take him down. Just strike. Okay. Now they're going to run, but really try and take him down, because this girl's going to try and take her down, and you just got to shoot over and over and over and over. So like I got a lot of experience, and I got really comfortable.
I love it. And as someone who's gone through some of those similar emotions in their life, I always appreciate your honesty when we talk about these things. Does it feel like it's a positive looking back? Is it obviously you're so much changing for the better? When you look back, is it a blessing in disguise, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it happened for a reason. You know, I have no doubt about that. I have faith that, I mean, if I had won, would I be where I am now? Would I have the peace I have now? Would I be the mom I am now? Or would I have just kept going on that same path and gotten sucked into something even harder to get out of? Would I have continued to be self-reliant? Would I have continued to not develop as a fighter, as a person? So I'm sure that it happened for a reason. It sucks. Like, I still wish it didn't happen, but, you know, at the end of the day, you step in a cage and you put it all on the line, and sometimes you fall short, and that doesn't make me any less of a person. That doesn't make me any less as a human being. It just means I lost a fight that night. Like, and I've come to terms with it, and I've accepted it. And I hate the taste of it, but that's why I work so hard, so that I don't have to do it again. You know, like, I'm like, God, I learned my lesson. I'm good.
Talking about doing it again, I'm sure you get a lot of this, but Larissa Pacheco is fighting on the same night as you for the $1 million, her second in her attempt to become 2-time champion. Is it better I know you're not looking past juliabudd on the 24th, but looking forward to 2024, is it better for business if Pacheco wins the title again? Does that make the thought of that 4th fight more interesting to you?
I hadn't really thought about it. Yeah. I mean, of course, I think, you know, she's been dominant, and I think a lot of people didn't, maybe because she didn't have a big name, or she lost to me twice, or, you know, she wasn't in another big promotion. She wasn't a former champion from Bellator, whatever. I think a lot of people really underestimated her and her capabilities. I was not one of them. But yeah, I'm happy for her and her success. And I think that, you know, if she wins again, that's great. And I'm sure it'll set up something in the future if, if it's meant to be, but I haven't really thought about it a ton. I'm focused on me and my career and what I can control.
%. I think I asked about you about this last time we spoke, and I think it was more rumors than, well, it's still rumors now, but it was certainly more rumors then 6 months ago. There's been obviously a lot of rumors about PFL potentially acquiring Bellator. I know that yourself and Cris Cyborg's name have been linked for probably the past half a decade now, and we probably think about it, if not probably more. The fight isn't there yet. It hasn't the acquisition hasn't fully happened, so we're only talking rumors. But would it be fair to say, in your mind, the fight between yourself and Cyborg is perhaps closer than ever?
No, I don't believe it. I mean, I just don't like you said, we've been talking about this for half a decade. Since before I even had my first professional fight, people have been talking about this. So I don't think about it anymore. I don't care. I'm over it. Like, yeah, it's like, I don't know. It would be like, it's like Christmas is supposed to be on the 25th every year. And then for 5 years, they skip Christmas, and they say, all right, but this year it's going to be on the 25th. Like, I don't like, I'm just done. I'm done thinking about it. Like, I've moved on. It is what it is. I'm here.
Talking about some news, I've got to get your thoughts on last Saturday night when another PFL combatant, or signee, in Francis Ngannou shocked the world in that moral victory, or victory that deserved victory, depending on how you look at it, over Tyson Fury. Just overall, your reaction to it. I presume you were surprised with the rest of the world, but what did you make of the fight?
I mean, I love it. I love. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, because, to like come where Francis has come from, to endure what he's endured, to beat the odds, to be who he was and walk away and bet on himself, and then have that kind of performance against the heavyweight champion of the world for his first ever boxing match. Are you like, what? It's like, this is the stuff that movies, this is a dream. This is why we watch sports, and this is why we have heroes, and this is why we tune in. And Francis is now a hero to so many people. And I love it. I'm like, actually, I am getting goosebumps and like a little bit like choked up about it, because I mean, that's why I fell in love with sports. It's real life. It's like a real life, like, drama. I don't know. It's the Cinderella story, like, it's just, it doesn't get any better than that. And I think that, it's hard not to cheer for someone like that. It's hard not to be a fan of Francis, and it's hard not to, just be in awe, really.
Do you think what happened on Saturday night and what Francis has done in terms of his quite outward kind of confrontation with the UFC is leaving him, the UFC, people doubting him, signing with the PFL, and then getting the big fight? How big do you think what he's done and what he can do you think it can change combat sports overall?
Yeah, I do. I think that I think that it starts with one person. I think that it starts with one decision. And I think there's a snowball effect, and there's a potential there for real change and for real equality and opportunity, yeah, he's the man.
Out of interest, we do have two professional boxers who have signed with the PFL, and Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall. Do those types of fights, those crossover fights, hybrid fights, do they interest you in the future, or are you solely in the MMA lane?
Why not? Fuck it. I mean, I never set out to be the best boxer in the world, but I don't know. I love a challenge. So let's see. We'll see what happens. You never know what tomorrow is going to bring, and the pickings are kind of slim, when you get to a certain level and a certain weight class, and there's not a ton of depth. So I'd be down. Why not?
I love it. Turn the conversation back to yourself. I know the focus is on 3 weeks' time and Julia Budd, but past that, I know in previous interviews, previous media appearances, you've said you're not discussing future, you're not discussing contracts. So in a general sense, give me a general perspective.
No, I'm going to ask you about contracts.
What would you like to get out of 2024? I'm not asking about opponents. I'm not asking about promotions. What's the goal for next year?
I just want to continue on my journey. You know, I want to continue towards the goal of being the greatest possible version of myself, and of trying to be the greatest. I don't know where that is. I don't know how that is. I don't know what that is, but I know that it means I got to fight, and I know that it means I got to train hard, and I got to take care of my body, and I got to take care of my mind and my heart and my soul and my kids, and just keep making the next right choice, and be willing to bet on myself.
I love it. See, that was a question about contracts without asking about
really
about
good.
a lesson to other media personalities to not, pry.
That's right. You did it. You did it well.
Last question from me, and I do appreciate you're a busy woman, so thank you for your time. How did your outfit for Halloween, your peacock outfit, go down with not only the kids,
but
also
saw
the
me?
neighbors?
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly. It went good. So we did this year, for the last 4 years, we've signed up to do trunk or treat at our church, and every year I have a fight or this or da 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 da. So we have not been able to do it. So this year we did trunk or treat, and so you're supposed to pick a theme. And my daughter is really into the Wings of Fire book series right now, which is about dragons. So Wings of Fire was our theme for our trunk, but I wasn't about to be a dragon. She was in this inflatable costume, and it was out of control. So I decided to be a peacock, and I was a big hit. I think the kids liked me. I was cool. I'm the cool mom. You know what I'm like? I was cool. My son was a vampire, which did not fit the theme at all, but whatever. No, we had a blast. It was really good. It has not been really good having all that Halloween candy in the house. That's been a test in my discipline for sure. I did sneak a couple pieces, but.
Am I right in saying that Thanksgiving is the day after or around the date of your fight?
Day before. Yeah, day before.
So you can have a belated Thanksgiving on Sunday post W.
Yes.
That's what I would do.
So my Dara, my chef extraordinaire. So I'm going to fly out, do the fight Friday, fly home Saturday. My kids are going to stay at home this time with my mom. But on Sunday, we're going to have a big Thanksgiving, and she's going to make it. So I'm not even going to have to cook. She's going to do it all for me, and it's not going to be healthy. It's just going to be, well, I mean, she'll probably still make it semi-healthy, but I told her let's go. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. And I am excited to celebrate a victory with the people I love and give thanks for. It takes so many people, to make this happen. From Ali to my coaches, Mike and Mako and Anderson and Big Jim, they leave their families on holidays for years now. They've done this with me, most 4 fights a year, and they don't even bat an eye. And they don't do it for glory. They don't do it for money. They just do it because they love the sport and they care about me. I think at this point they care about me. And, even my mom and all of my friends, my 2 best friends have really stepped up and are helping me with the kids. My 3 best friends, Bella, Michelle, and Kayla have descended upon my house and become the fun, crazy aunts. And my kids laugh so much every day, and they just they fill this house with joy and love. And when I'm too tired to do, the science experiment that my son has made up in his mind, they step in and they do it. And I'm just so grateful. And I just have so many people in my life now that there's a lot to be grateful for. So.
Well, I think that's the best place for us to end. Kayla, thank you as always for the time. It really is a pleasure to get your time. It's great to see you back in action, and I wish you the best of luck for the 24th of November.
Thank you so much.